I'm live. First YouTube mobile live stream since YouTube enabled live streaming for all channels with 10,000 or more subscribers. Let's see if I can get my camera a little bit better aligned here. I have no idea what to expect as far as this goes. I just have no clue how this even works or anything. And I'm not even seeing the live stream on our channel. I'm looking for it right now. People are talking to me though, so it must be. How did you people find this? My channel says that there's no. My channel says there's no live stream, but people are already calling me a cuck, so it must be working. Hey, question: Is this on the David Pakman Show channel, or is this on the David Pakman channel? Like, is this my personal channel, or is this the show channel? Let's see if somebody says. Yes, someone said. Show channel. Okay. Wow. Well, I wish I could watch my own live stream. I seem unable to do so right now. Live streaming, let's see. I'm going to get to some material in a second, but I'm just not seeing... Oh, it's streaming now. Okay. Yeah, so I'm live right now. Cool. Well, anyway, so I don't know exactly. I've been doing some of these on Facebook before, and people seem to have a lot of political questions, etc., etc. So I'm glad to answer questions. I have to admit that the comments are happening much faster than I'm able to even keep up with them. Let's see here. Let's see what we've got. I'm trying to monitor my own stream. I'm told the stream is good. All right. Well, let's just take some questions. I don't know. How did Trump become president? I think we've dealt with that one before. I think that... Wait a second. Am I having like the selfie camera issue? Is this showing up correctly? Like, can you read this? Looks backwards to me. I don't know if I'm having the selfie problem. It's not reverse. Okay, good. All right, let's see if I can actually get this working so I can actually see what people are saying. I mean, this is just insane. Okay, slow down live chat. That's something you can do. Not seeing how to do that. Man, this is not like the old days of live streaming. That I can tell you for sure. I wish I could even keep up with the comments. So can somebody tell me how to slow down the comments? Because I'm barely even able to keep up with them. I can't even read all the anti-Semitic comments because they're coming in so quickly. Scroll up and slow down slowly. Hey, here's a serious question about the comments. I've been told that there's this new feature on YouTube, live events, where people can basically pay to put their comment at the top of the comment list for a certain amount of time. It's called like Smart Chat or something like that. Is that on right now? Does anybody know if that's on right now? I'm curious about how that works. I don't know. No, it's not on You Now. I know that it's on this. Someone's saying that that's on You Now. I've heard of You Now. Let's see if I go to the watch page. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works, but that would be something something to look at. Okay, I'm now properly set up to actually deal with this, and there's 500 people watching, which is great. Okay, let's actually try to address some of the questions that are going on here. How is impeaching Trump going? I'd say it's going moderately well. I mean, certainly he's doing enough to get himself impeached. It's just a question of, is anybody going to actually try to do something about it? What other questions do we have here? Impeachment projections, I would say tomorrow. Do I have pets? I don't have pets. What's my opinion of the dollar value falling for other countries to buy more American goods? I'm not exactly sure if that's worded in the easiest way to figure out what that's about. I don't know if anybody saw today's show. A lot of people finding this very, very funny already. Okay, maybe I'll say, like, I have to admit, this is going much better than I imagined in the sense of the number of people that are actually watching right now. What about questions related to, should I restrict questions to like a certain subject? I don't even really know how to manage this entire thing. What is my opinion on the organization, if not now? See, now that's a nice and tidy, specific question. I've not heard of the organization, and I couldn't possibly comment about it. Let's see what other questions pop up here that I can actually address specifically. Kellyanne conned me. Yeah, I don't know if you already listened to today's show. I've sort of started referring to Kellyanne Conway as Kellyanne conned me. And people seem to be reacting positively to it. I don't know if that's, I don't know, maybe that's the new thing, Kellyanne conned me, because it's one con after another. Have I seen America First videos from other country? No, I have not. How old am I? I look 17. Now that's a comment that I like. I just turned 33. So if people think I'm 17, I must be doing something right. I don't know what it would be. Thoughts on Kevin O'Leary running for Prime Minister of Canada? Is that happening? I've not heard that that's happening. If he did, I wouldn't vote for him if I were Canadian. What do I think of Marine Le Pen in France? I'm against. How should foreign leaders interact with Trump? This is good. I don't think foreign leaders should interact with Trump as if he's a serious person. I think that they should interact with him as if something has gone very wrong and a small-handed orange kid is somehow running the country. And I think that that's the way that they should interact with him. I don't think that, I mean, really, are they going to be able to pretend like he's a normal elected official when they're in a room with him? It's hard to imagine. Rocky Stilson wants to know where I went to school. I went to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and I'm actually drinking coffee currently out of my UMass mug for undergraduate. And then I went to graduate school at Bentley University here in the Boston area. Am I wearing girls' underwear again today? Nope, not today. Do I think suicide is better than political action? No, I don't. Let's see if I can move my camera a little bit here. Here we go. All right, I guess is that better? I don't even know. I don't know what's even considered good on this thing. Let's see if I can tighten it up. Man, I need better planning for this. The camera's just moving on its own, slowly this way. I guess I have to move with it in order to stay in the frame. This seems crazy. Do all Americans believe Germans are all Nazis? No, definitely not. What's my view on tax resistance, says Anonymous Squadcast? That's a good question. I plan to do a segment on tax resistance next week. I've been getting a bunch of emails from people saying, David, you should really address this. Man, this thing will just not stay up. Let's see if I really need to tighten it so that we don't have, I can't be moving constantly on the camera. It's still moving. I think I've developed a perpetual motion device because no matter how much I turn my tripod, it then just keeps moving and moving. I feel like I've made a scientific discovery of sorts here. I'm going to be talking about tax resistance soon, but I think that there's definitely something interesting there. Frida says, ask this list what stories we would like you to pursue. I'm always, half or more of the show is stories that people in the audience have come up with. So by all means, feel free to suggest stories. Although the comments are happening so quickly, they may get lost here. Just use the contact form at davidpakman.com. Okay, do I know anyone who was involved with the protection activity at the Dakota Access Pipeline? I know a bunch of journalists who went up there, but I don't know any sort of like random people, I guess, that were involved in what was going on at the Dakota Access Pipeline. I'm still just genuinely curious what is going on with my tripod here. I think I've now tightened it up in a way where it won't move anymore. There we go. I think we've done it. Okay, let's see. Stories I'm thinking about for the Friday and Monday show already. Let me pull those up and see what people think about those, because production starts very, very early. We go into the production phase of shows well in advance of when the shows actually happen. So I'm looking, there's been another Russian journalist who has been diagnosed with severe poison. The camera just will not stay up. I don't know what to do here. I've sort of done everything I can think of to keep it stable, and it's sort of going from bad to worse. Let's see. Is this working? I don't know. Is someone criticizing the color of the blinds, that they're cream colored? Is that not allowed now? I mean, I can't believe that is a serious issue at this point in America. A bunch of people have pointed me to an article in The Guardian called "Misinformation Starts to Lean Left Under Trump." And of course, the right-wing trolls have said, "Oh, David, you're never going to cover that story because it's a story that makes progressives look bad." No, I plan to cover the story. I haven't looked at the data yet, but The Guardian is saying that under Trump, misinformation is starting to lean left. What is defined as misinformation? What does it mean that it's leaning left? What entities are being included in that? So I'm going to be looking at that story, maybe for tomorrow's show, maybe for next week. The other thing, I don't know if people are aware of this, and I don't know if I'll get to this on tomorrow's show, but hopefully on Monday. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, you would think that she's sort of receding into the dark abyss of politics and is not going to be heard from again, but she's actually been climbing in terms of her position in Congress, and it's stunning to me that anybody would be saying, "Oh, after what happened, let's give Debbie Wasserman Schultz more power." I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense to me. And then also, if you've probably seen those Comcast commercials where they say, "Oh, we have the fastest internet," or whatever, and obviously I immediately don't believe almost anything that I see in ads from internet service providers. An advertising board has now said, you can't really say that, Comcast. You don't really have the fastest internet, so you're not actually allowed to say it. And I plan to cover that on probably on Monday. Not exactly an urgent story, I would say. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. Jayanne wants to know, how do I deal with my Asian family members supporting Trump when they deny Trump is actually racist against them? Well, if you can't actually point to how Trump is racist against your Asian family members, you may want to make a different argument. Maybe an argument among, I don't know, economic lines, or maybe make an argument among some other path. I mean, it's hard to convince someone that Trump is racist against them. If they don't feel that, I don't know that it's going to be too easy to demonstrate that. A lot of anti-Semitic comments happening. I feel like there's this thing going on where when we upload a video that's clearly not live, there's always anti-Semitic comments. But there's something about, because this is live, people seem to be extra interested in making anti-Semitic comments about me. I don't know why. I guess maybe the anti-Semites get off on the idea that I might see their anti-Semitic comment live or something like that. But yes, the anti-Semites very much emboldened here in the comment section. Jonathan Gomes is asking whether I think CNN is doing a better job of reporting as a result of Trump becoming president. I don't know about that. I mean, I think CNN is not doing anything drastically different under Trump, but I think there's more attention being paid to them because they were called out as fake news by Donald Trump, where now they're more attention is being paid to them. And I think progressive news sites are definitely more proactively sort of praising CNN when they just kind of like tell the truth about what's going on, undeniable facts. And so I think the perception of CNN maybe has changed, but I don't know that CNN's really doing anything differently. Ian wants to know whether I'm taking questions from the live chat. Ian, by telling you that yes, I am confirming that I am taking questions in the live chat. Some people want me to talk about Pizzagate. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about Pizzagate before. If you're hoping for some kind of big analysis of the minutia of Pizzagate from me, I'm not exactly prepared to do that today. And again, the reason I haven't done it on the show is when I said, should I cover Pizzagate in the way where I would actually, go through piece by piece what the allegations are and analyze emails and Instagram pictures and whatever, by and large, people said, no, it's not worth doing that. So I didn't do it, okay? Question to people who are watching live. Should I ban or block the people who are just trolling, like posting cuck and Jew and stuff like that, or should I just ignore them? I don't know if they would be more aroused by me confirming I'm aware of them by immediately blocking them, or whether instead I should just ignore them totally because they want attention. Wow. A lot of people saying ban them. Honestly, there's just too many of them to ban. I think I would need help. I'd need to make someone a moderator. Imagine that, and have them deal with it because it's getting pretty hectic. Someone suggesting that I'm dating a transgender person. Some of the speculation is I'm dating a transgender woman. Others saying I'm dating a transgender man. Yeah, neither of those is true. I don't know that there'd be anything to criticize if I was dating a transgender person. Okay, do I believe Trump is mentally ill? I don't know about that. I think it's hard to say. I interviewed a guy a few weeks ago who said Trump has a sort of clinical narcissism problem, and it was interesting to hear the perspective. Mental illness, I guess it depends on what you mean mental illness. I do think, and if I'm doing a bunch of interviews, let's see, I have the list here. Tomorrow morning at 8:05, I'm going to be on the Baxon O'Brien Show, which is from where the David Pakman Show started in Western Massachusetts. It's a morning show there. They want to talk to me about my coverage of whether Donald Trump can read. I'm also going to be doing Irish radio about whether Donald Trump can read, etc. I don't literally believe that Donald Trump can't read, but I think it's increasingly clear that he has sort of limited literacy and is not reading at what we would consider an adult level. And that's not mental illness, but it certainly could be a learning disability of sorts. Let's see, what else do we have here? People saying they really like Trump. Will I do another interview with Aubrey de Grey? I would love to. We've done, I think at this point, 5 interviews with Aubrey de Grey, who works on curing aging, which he sees as a condition to be cured. I would be super interested in having him back on. I don't want to have him on too often, but I would be interested in having him back on. Do I believe pornography is a public health crisis? No, I think that there is an elected official in Utah who believes that it is a public health problem, but I don't believe that it is a public health problem. Mangala Kanagaraja saying that Islam is anti-Semitic. There's no doubt that extremist Islam is anti-Semitic. Do I watch the Rubin Report? I watch some of Dave's comments for sure. His direct messages, I guess they're called. I honestly text with Dave Rubin more than I watch his show. And, he's in the middle of, I don't know, he's taking heat from everybody lately. And I know that there's a bunch of discussions on our Reddit discussion forum about that. By the way, you should participate on Reddit. We now have, what's the latest count? I think roughly 2,500. Yeah, just under 2,500 of our viewers are on our Reddit, davidpakman.com/Reddit. We get a ton of stories from there, so I encourage you to check that out. What do I think of Keith Olbermann? You know, I've not seen, I think I've seen about a minute of Keith Olbermann's new thing that I think he's doing for GQ, I believe it is. And I like it. I like it, but I just have such limited time to watch other stuff, you know? So, yeah, I have not seen that much of it. Somebody asking what the point of this live stream is. I have no idea. I mean, I basically got a message a couple days ago saying, hey, anybody with 10,000 subscribers on YouTube can now live stream from their mobile phones. And I thought, hey, we've got more than 10,000 subscribers. I should try that. And I guess, I mean, there's nearly 1,000. I just connected on a whim as I'm drinking my David Pakman Show coffee, now available on our website now. And we have nearly 1,000 people watching live just on a whim. So I think that that's good. I think that that is something that is really, really good, although I'm not exactly sure what the direction of this entire thing is. Okay, people wanting me to send messages to Dave Rubin that he murdered Reason, that Dave Rubin is the bitch of Milo Yiannopoulos, etc., etc. Suggestions that I interview Sam Harris. I'll be completely upfront. I've tried to get Sam Harris on the show before. He has never responded. I got a retweet from Sam on Twitter when we did the sort of analysis or criticism of Reza Aslan back in January of 2016, the first piece that former intern and current segment producer Noah Ferguson of the David Pakman Show researched. And he retweeted that after Dave Rubin tweeted it, and then we've never heard back from Sam Harris. I would love to have him on. I think there would be a lot to talk about. We could address a lot of different things. I don't think I have to tell most of the people watching here why that would be an interesting interview. Okay. Am I against social justice warriors? I did a video about this. I already did a video about this. Let me see if I can find it on our YouTube channel. SJW, let's see. I think it's called Will David Disavow Social Justice Warriors or something like that. It was a live caller from a few weeks ago. I think it's too simplistic to say, oh yeah, it's called Should the Left Denounce Social Justice Warriors and Identity Politics? I addressed that in pretty significant detail there, so I don't think we necessarily have to do that again. Okay. Will Trump last 4 years? Great question. Great question. I don't know the answer. I initially thought that Donald Trump was absolutely going to last 4 years. Lately, I'm less sure. And then, of course, some people think, of course, he's going to last 4 years. He's going to last 8 years, and it's going to be bigly good, and America's going to be great, and all that stuff. Okay, I saw a question just scroll by about the Ninth Circuit decision on the immigration ban. There's not been a decision yet, right? I think I'm looking here. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Maybe the question was, what do I think the decision will be? Listen, I don't think that there's going to be... I believe the Ninth Circuit will agree that the ban is off and that it has to stay off. The Ninth Circuit is generally known to be relatively liberal, and I think even without a liberal interpretation, this is a ban that makes absolutely no sense, and I just don't see... I don't see them turning the ban back on, so to speak, for lack of a better term. Okay, would I interview David Frum? Yes, I would. Am I a Democrat or a Republican? I've always been a Massachusetts voter, and I've never been registered to either party. Am I satisfied that Donald Trump can read? I am absolutely satisfied that Donald Trump can read at a sort of basic level. But I don't think that Donald Trump is reading at an adult level. Would I interview Ray Kurzweil? We've tried to interview him. He has not written back. I would absolutely love to have him on. Okay. Some questions I'm getting about what's going on in the chat. Is something wrong with the chat? I'm not aware of anything that's wrong with the chat. The chat seems to be working fine. Please tell me if something's not working in the chat. Exactly what is it that's not working in the chat? Yeah. Will I go on Matt Christensen's show? I've never heard of that. Jason Unruh interview. I'm not offhand familiar with who that is. Sounds vaguely familiar. Do I hate Islam? No, I don't hate Islam any more than I hate any particular religion. Would I do a round table with Kyle Kalinske, I presume, and Cenk Uygur? Sure. About what? I don't know. But I would do a round table. People asking me to comment about Mark Dice. I've seen one of Mark Dice's video, and one of his videos, and don't really know much about him. So I can't say too much about that. How does America prepare for the 2020 election? You don't wait till 2020. I mean, that's really how you prepare. You've got to start now. There's 2017 gubernatorial elections, the midterms in 2018, issues related to redistricting, issues related to state senators and state representatives. I mean, there's just so much. You prepare for 2020 by doing a ton to try to get our elected officials in total to be more progressive before we get to 2020. Interview George Noory. That's an interesting idea. What's my opinion on Steven Crowder? I've seen a couple of his videos. I saw a video of him going to, again, my alma mater, the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, and he was with Milo Yiannopoulos and the so-called she calls herself that woman, the Christina woman, the Gamergate lady. And Steven Crowder was basically like berating the audience. That's one of the few things of Steven Crowder's that I've ever seen. Yeah, Christina Hoff Sommers, as Super Free Education said there. I'm not hugely familiar with him. What's my opinion on the Kellyanne Conway, or Kellyanne Conned Me, as I like to call her, promoting Ivanka's clothing line? My opinion is that there are legal experts who think that she may have broken ethics laws by doing it. And when you hear someone in the Trump administration broke ethics laws, you respond by saying, who cares? Because nobody is going to hold them accountable. Let's see. A bunch of people asking my opinion about Justice Democrats. I'll be honest, I don't know much about it. I know that Kyle Kalinske and Cenk Uygur are involved in it. And I was chatting with Kyle the other day, and we were thinking about doing an interview about it. I don't know that much about it. I know that they have, the Justice Democrats wiki says that they have 110,000 members. I don't even know enough to know what it means to be a member. Like, is that, have members given money? Does anybody know? Maybe you put in your email address on the Justice Democrats website. Okay, I don't know, but I hope that I get a chance to interview Kyle about it. That would be good. George says, F you, David, these are shit questions. Well, I'm not the one asking the questions, so I don't know what to tell you. Why are your mods on Reddit not American? I honestly have no idea whether the moderators on our Reddit discussion forum are American or not. Unlike being president of the United States, you don't have to be American to moderate the David Pakman Show Reddit discussion forum, after all. Someone saying, I don't know World War II truth and facts. Sounds like a Holocaust denier, right? If you go to a dinner party and you start accusing someone of not knowing the real facts about World War II, if you have to bet, that person is to some degree a Holocaust denier. Yeah, oh, I see. GT is definitely a Holocaust denier. I think we're going to ban that person because they're really, really annoying. And actually, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to ban a few people that are monopolizing the chat here. Yeah. What's the point of that? I just don't... What are you going to achieve by going on a live YouTube stream and just putting stuff that makes no sense? KT Cool wants to know if I'll do more interviews like the one we did with Richard Stallman. Yeah, that interview, shocking. I had no idea what to expect. Our producer, Rachel, knew Richard Stallman and said, "You've got to look this guy up, and we should interview him." And because he refuses to use Skype, we actually brought him into the studio, and we have an interview up on YouTube called "Richard Stallman Explains Everything" or something like that. And it's endlessly fascinating. I mean, he's a very quirky guy, to say the least. And after, this is a story I will tell at some point, after the interview, Richard Stallman asked me to give him a ride. I think he wanted a ride all the way back to MIT, but I offered to give him a ride back to the subway. And it was about a 7 or 8 minute ride, and it was absolutely titillating and fascinating. And I'll maybe get into that a little more. I want to talk to Rachel about what would be okay to say before I just tell the entire story. But for people who don't know, Richard Stallman is a tech guy who created something called GNU, which is the free software on which Linux is based. And this is like a really specific thing, that Linux is not GNU, Linux is based on GNU or something like that. So anyway, check that interview out. It's pretty interesting. Okay, I don't know what else to really do in this live stream. I mean, I'm sort of answering questions. It's just really a test, and 1,000 people are watching live right now. You know, I mean, I guess maybe doing this on some kind of schedule would be interesting, or maybe wrapping up our production day with a live stream, and then based on what people suggest for the next day's show, we incorporate some of those ideas. I mean, I don't really know. Al Franken for 2020, says Jennifer Froderman. I don't know about that. I don't know that he can win. But what do I know? I didn't think Donald Trump was going to win. So I'm clearly the last person who should be asked about this. Mr. Tate says schedule it. So I guess what is being alluded to there is I could schedule a live stream, and then would people be notified that I've scheduled it? Is that how it works? And then maybe it would get more people watching or whatever? I don't know. That's something to look into. Yeah. The other idea I had is when we're taping the show, I could set up my phone and live stream from like some side angle in the studio so people could see what the process is for when we record. We basically record the show in 4 segments for the 1 hour. Maybe that would be interesting. I don't know. Maybe people would like that. Tell people to enable notifications in the upper right corner. Yes, enable notifications. Absolutely. That sounds like something good. People want to know about our processes. So yeah, so maybe that's something that I would do. Marine Le Pen was already asked to talk about that. Book recommendations. I've got 2 book recommendations for you. One of them I'm going to be doing on the show tomorrow. It's called The Circle by Dave Eggers, and the concept is basically a company like a Google or Facebook that starts doing everything, like mass data collection and expanding into all sorts of areas of life, and sort of the way that it can become not good. I just finished it. It's from 2013, I believe. I'm going to recommend it on the show tomorrow. Number 2, I've just started reading a book by Natasha. I don't want to get her last name wrong. The book is called Addiction by Design. It is by Natasha Dow Schul, and it's about basically electronic machine gambling, which means video poker and electronic slot machines, but also more broadly about just how casinos are designed to keep people gambling, to get them gambling more and for longer periods of time, etc. And it's fascinating. And I've been interested for a long time about a lot of the behavioral psychology that goes into casino design. And it's really, really good. I'm about 1/3 to half of the way through. I will no doubt be recommending the book on the show eventually. It's only ethical, I feel, to recommend it after I've completed it. And also inviting Natasha for an interview. I think she actually teaches maybe here at MIT or maybe at NYU. I don't remember. Someone asking whether this is a gay channel. What does that mean? I mean, Is that really the type of thing that you're asking about? Get Tony Schwartz on the show. This is the guy who wrote Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. I've tried to get Tony Schwartz on the show, and he has never responded. I would love to get him on. If everybody knows him, please tell him we're trying to get him on the show. Netflix recommendations. Okay, I mean, I'm up for doing this. Let me pull up my Netflix queue, and I'll just tell you some of the documentaries I have in my queue right now. I've got Kill Switch, The Battle to Control the Internet on my list. I've got the new Chef's Table France on there. What else do I have? Forks Over Knives, which is a documentary about healthy eating. I've got, what else do I have on here that people might be interested in? I started watching Fittest on Earth, which is a documentary about CrossFit, the CrossFit Games. I got through, according to Netflix, 47 minutes of it. I just don't know that I'm going back to it. I was repulsed by it in the sense of, I don't know, I just could not get through it. What else is on here? Bob Ross. I added Bob Ross episodes to my Netflix queue. It's very zen to watch Bob Ross. Something about it is very, very interesting. All right, I think I'm going to end this live stream. I don't know if there's anything else to address. It was a test. This is great. I think one possibility is live streaming when we tape the show. Please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We ran the numbers today. Oh, here's something interesting. We ran the numbers today. If we can continue the same rate of new subscribers through the rest of the year that we've had so far during 2017, we will hit the 500,000 subscriber mark sometime between November 15th and December 1st, which would be huge in the time of an orange president. That would be absolutely huge for us. So that's exciting, and that's going on. All right, so anyway, if there's more ideas for stuff I should live stream or whatever, let me know. If you're not a member, please sign up. I know I talk about this. The show exists because of membership. We're launching Amazon Prime in a couple of weeks because of membership, et cetera, et cetera. And you know what? If membership is too expensive, just ask me for a discount. I want people involved at whatever price makes sense. There's nothing magical about $6 a month, right? I mean, if you want to get a 40% discount, use the coupon code IVoted17. Take 40% off. I really don't mind. We just want buy-in. Buy-in from people is what matters. I'll do another live stream soon. Thank you.